Hey guys, me again, Britta, and welcome to my channel. If you haven't subscribed, please do support me and subscribe to my channel. So today we'll be talking about visitor visa 600 for Australia. So if you guys have watched my previous video about my visitor visa getting rejected, please do check it out so you can avoid those mistakes that I did. So our goal for today is to solidify your visitor visa and get it approved in just one shot. Okay, so just a quick disclaimer, I'm not really affiliated to any travel agencies or migration or visa processing agencies, so the information that I share are actually just based on my experience. So please do your own research before making a decision on your visa. Okay, so we'll start on the documents that I've submitted for my visitor visa 600. So the first one is a national identity document. So the documents that I've submitted for this one is driver's license, my social security ID, and then my birth certificate. And since I'm in a long-term visitor pass in Singapore, I used my employment pass as one of my identity documents. Okay, so for the next one, for the genuine visitor documents, the first proof that I need to show is actually proof of funds. So for the proof of funds, I've actually submitted 3 bank statements, and guys, just make sure that these bank statements should have at least 5,000 Australian dollar as of date. That's like the minimum that they recommend. And then I've also submitted 3 payslips. So that's actually like 3 months from now. Three most recent payslips. And then I've also submitted 3 tax records. Another one is I've also submitted 3 credit card statements. Okay, so I've actually submitted 4 types of proof of fund documents. So the next one would be a letter from a relative or friend that is inviting you to visit. So this one is not really applicable to me because I actually just went there on my own and I don't have a relative there, or I wasn't really invited by my friend. But I just did it for myself, so I didn't have this one. Then so if you have some friends or family there, actually they can you can ask them to write an invitation letter for you. Okay, and then the next one would be plans while in Australia. So for this document, I've submitted a cover letter. So I've actually wrote a cover letter on what my plans are in Australia, and also because this was my second attempt, I've also explained that I had a previous application, but then it got rejected, and then I'm just reapplying. But for your case, if it's like for your first time, just show on the letter your just genuine interest, that you'll just be staying in your specified dates, and you're not going to overstay. Okay. Then I've also shared my travel itinerary, so I really have like a document with having like what I'm going to do, where I'm going to go in like day 1, day 2. So I basically have that submitted. And then when you're actually submitting the visa, they've actually recommend that you don't arrange any flights or hotel bookings. So before you get your visa approved, so they're suggesting that you should get your visa approved first before you make any arrangements. For my case, I had an impulse. It was an impulse trip. Like I only have like 2 months to get everything done. So it was a mistake, but I've actually booked everything. I booked my flights and my hotel, and yeah, it was such a risky move. But if you haven't done any bookings on your flight and your hotel, so please get your visa approved first, just to be safe, and maybe it won't cost you any money if in case like it gets rejected. So yeah, so I submitted my flight and my hotel bookings on as my requirement. So the next one would be proofs that you have reasons to return home. Okay, so for this requirement, I've submitted a certificate of employment with full details of my trip, like the dates that I'll be in Australia, and that my company knows that I am on leave, and that I will come back after the requested date. So another requirement I've submitted was my statement of employee stock share plan or equities. So we are able to buy shares in a company that I work for, so that's why I have these statements. So this is just basically the requirements you need from for the proof of reasons to return home, is just to make sure that you have stuff that you will have to come back to where you've come from. Okay, so another requirement that I've submitted was a car mortgage document. Okay, and then I've also submitted a property title deed. So that's also, so you can submit your assets from, well, where you come from. So that's actually just to solidify that you won't be overstaying. Okay, and then the last one is evidence of previous travels. So I've actually included my scans for my passport pages with the visas and the stamps of where I've traveled. Like I have visa for Korea and Japan, and like any other countries that I have stamped with my in my passport. So that's actually part of the requirements. Yeah, so actually that's all my requirements. Yeah, in my previous video I mentioned about the reason that my visitor visa get rejected, and I've actually shared also like how I corrected those mistakes. And so the goal of this video is to make sure to solidify your visitor visa and never make the same mistakes that I did. Okay, so I'm going to show a table with a list of requirements, comparing the requirements that I submitted that were actually rejected and the updated list of requirements that I've submitted that get me approved for just less than a week. Okay, so that's about it. So when I actually went to Australia on my tourist visa, I actually went to Sydney and Melbourne, and some of my favorite attractions was actually the coastal walk from Bondi to Bront. And a few of the things that I did was the wine regions. I love the wine regions. And then I've also went to Blue Mountain. So those were just some, but there's a lot of things to do in Australia. So do comment down below where you went to when you were in Australia, when you were visiting Australia. I would love to hear them. And if you have any more questions, do let me know in the comment below, and then we'll try to create a video for that. And yeah, thanks for watching. And if you like my videos, please do like and share. And if you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe. So thanks for watching. Bye bye.